They've come out here to do the official counting to show to the Liberian people that the number is constant. So as you see right before us here, you have all the three lawmakers lined up, an indication that the number is constant. You know that the majority black has maintained the 43 from the very inception of this particular process. So again, School TV, thanks for joining us. We are here live on the grounds of the legislation. They've come out here to do the official counting to show to the Liberian people that the number is constant. So as you see right before us here, you have all the three lawmakers lined up, an indication that the number is constant. You know that the majority black has maintained the 43 from the very inception of this particular process. So again, School TV, thanks for joining us. We are here live on the grounds of the...
So what is happening at the Capitol is there's a disagreement among lawmakers that they don't want to speak of.
Deputy speakers, they are all present. So I'm just asking my police, it's not about showing muscles, it's not about proving points, it's just about the fact that we need to come and do the people's job. This is not a good thing. And the updates out there, to our international friends and other people, investors, it is not good. Our people elected us to do the needful. So if we, amongst ourselves, cannot solve our own problems, who do we expect to come and solve these problems for us? So we are asking all Liberians to talk to their lawmakers so that they can come and do the people's job.
Many people say the tone now is trying to change. Maybe the tone is more appealing than the start.
So this is the honorable thing to do. We all have our own people we talk to, people reach out to us. And we are doing this for the sake of the Liberian people. So we're just talking to our brothers. It's not about fight. Let them come. If they have issue with the speaker, let them present it. The speaker will recuse himself and he will address those issues. But we cannot be doing these things to our people. So it's an appeal to all of our Liberian people to reach out to their lawmakers. Let them come in the chamber. The speaker is here. The deputy speaker is here. And we are here. Come and do the people's job. This is unfair to the people. The budget should be here.
Some of our police on the other side, the anti-Kofa. We are talking to some of them to see reason we can both join and come together in the interest of the Liberian people instead of them on the other side, and then they have been criticism from the public and from other stakeholders. Because if you want to remove the speaker, it is their right, but it also require due process. So the best thing they can do that will be in the interest of them and the country as a whole is to give the speaker a due process.
Because he wants to use return of our usage in the absence or in the instant case there is a vacancy and the speaker is removed, the deputy speaker presides for 60 days. But he playing on the ignorance of our colleagues who don't know the rules, that he telling them he doesn't have interest in the speakership. So once he succeeds to remove the speaker, which will be very impossible and a very difficult role.
He will conduct the speaker election.
He will conduct the speaker election. But he will preside for 60 days. In that instant,
not more than 60 days.
Not more than 60 days, he will be able to consolidate himself and become the next speaker. Common color. And that evidence, he took $1.4 million for his bedroom. We are calling on Interpol. We are calling on the government to begin to investigate. I am willing to be the state witness that I received For Tama Para 1.4 million. I have the photo, I have the video recording to provide to the government. Tama Para is no less than a criminal, and he wants to use that money to destabilize his place.
You have been accused.
Dishing out money to lawmakers to attempt to remove the Speaker of the House of Representatives is an action that we seriously condemn. And we want to So today we have just concluded a very important meeting with the caucus chair, the deputy speaker. And we in the strongest term condemn the attempt of the Joseph Braga government to infuse money at the national legislature to try to remove the speaker. We are thankful that that particular activity was aborted today, and we are constructively engaged with our lawmakers. We are warning our lawmakers to stay clear of this attempt to remove the speaker, because the speaker was elected, and the CDC fully support the speaker as we speak. So we're going to be working along with the leadership of the CDC and the national legislature to undo whatever they are attempting to do. What that shows.
Another confrontation, we'll be talking to our friends and brothers who have grievances. We'll take our time. I think at the legislature we are the first branch of government. We are a little embarrassed at what transpired last week. We want to assure the public it will not happen again. We'll do everything we can to work through whatever issues we have to make sure the confidence of the Liberian public is restored in this branch of government. This is a family here, and we will disagree. Sometimes we disagree loudly, sometimes we take notices of other actions. But at the end of the day, the Liberian people is our highest responsibility and care. And because of the Liberian people, we are forced to find a negotiated way out of any crisis that we have. To the extent that anybody was offended by what happened last week, if I was here or embarrassed by it, I think all of the members, all 72 of us, we apologize to our constituents. We will use the next few hours to try to bring the shape of state of the legislature back to where the Liberian people expected. We have good friends all around. This is a disagreement about tactics and attitudes. It's not a disagreement about principle. So based on that, we will. Now, having said that, we've seen the grievances of the other side, and in all fairness, we will be working on a response. So while the grievance is on the record, our response will be on the record. We ask you to stay tuned. Again, the legislature at the end of the day will stand as one body in 55th, as we always stood, even in the midst of our disagreement and our noise. So please bear with us. I will now be taking questions.
Okay, folks. Good morning. Just wherever you are, good morning and a pleasant welcome to yet another edition of the Today Show right here on your favorite dial. We are coming to you live on Spawn 107.5 Fabric 101.1. We are live on YouTube and also via www.spoonfmradio.com. It's always a pleasure to be here to sit behind this microphone to serve you a very, very palatable and scrumptious breakfast. As usual, my name is Yekezi Zwobel. I'm going to be here in your company until 10 o'clock, providing you all of the ingredients that you need for your breakfast. Today happens to be the 30th day of the month of October, and of course, gradually, the year 2024 is kind of slipping away from us. So good morning to all of you watching us live on YouTube. Sorry, we aren't live on Facebook this morning due to some technical issues, but it's going to be resolved in the soonest possible time. So, folks, what do we have lined up for you here? Shortly, we'll bring you the weather forecast so that you know the outlook of the weather as you go about your daily activities today. We also bring you happenings in the world of sports, local and international sports. We apprise you with some of the training issues happening in Liberia, okay? We cut across Liberia to speak to some of our correspondents. So this morning we are going to speak to Victor Cooper from Nimba County. And also we speak to one of our reporters here, Dennis Nipson. Dennis is currently in Tanzania with the First Lady of the Republic of Liberia. And she's there for the Mark Foundation Conference. So we'll be placing a call to her to give us update as it relates to the First Lady's participation in that conference. At 9 o'clock this morning, folks, we play host to folks from the Ministry of Agriculture. As you may know, December 3 to 4, that's December 3 to 7, 2024, has been slated for the National Agricultural Fair. So the folks from the Ministry of Agriculture will sit on the platform to tell us more about this National Agricultural Fair. And they'll be here from 9 to 10 o'clock. So that's the lineup of this morning's activities on the Today Show, the Spoon Morning Show. Wherever you are and whatever you are doing, let's have a wonderful time together. Those of you watching us via YouTube, you just want to comment right down there in the comment section and tell us where you're watching from. And as we go on with the show, you can make your input right there in the comment section. All right, so that's it, folks. Let's bring you the weather forecast quickly here. So according to the weather forecast, showers bringing heavy rainfall this morning. Cloudy weather for the rest of the day. So we're expecting showers and heavy rainfall this morning. Probably we've experienced or encountered heavy rainfall in parts of Monrovia already this morning, but in other parts not yet. So the precipitation for today is 97%. Thunderstorm is 28%. Yeah, so we're expecting a bit of rainfall this morning in some parts of Monrovia, in other parts of Monrovia, of course. Folks there have experienced rainfall already. Okay, so folks, that's it. Let's now bring you developments from the world of sports. And don't forget to play the radio entertainment game. The code is *79. Today should be the jackpot, but today radio entertainment in collaboration with Spoon FM is launching a new campaign. So today is going to be one of the regular draws where you're going to be walking away with 3,000 or 5,000 Liberian dollars. So if you have not yet played, you can start playing at about this time. The code is *79 and # you select number 3 for Spoon FM among the list of radio stations that will appear, and you choose how to pay the playing fee of 70 cents or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 3,000 or 5,000 Liberian dollars right here on the show. So you can start playing. The more you play, the more you win. Because it's a raffle draw, it's a lottery. So you want to play more and more so that the chances of winning can just increase. Okay. So let's now bring you developments from the world of sports right here. What's happening sport-wise in outside Liberia. So this one says the local national team under the guidance of interim coach Thomas Kojo will return to action this Friday at the SKD Sports Complex for the second leg of the 2024 CHAN qualifiers against Sierra Leone after a 2-1 victory in the first leg. The LFA Secretariat has with immediate effect hit having 11 technical director Melvin George with a 14-month ban from all LFA football activities after breaching what it calls regulatory provisions. The LFA charged Mr. George with violating Chapter 4, Article 4A and B of the 2024-2025 regulation, which summarily states a club official shall be suspended for 40 months following assault on a match official. The Secretariat's decision follows having 11-1-1 draw with Shatta at Tusa Field last Friday, where Mr. George jumped over the inner fence of the venue and physically assaulted and insulted central referee Moses Fokpa. Another report submitted to the referee committee narrated that Mr. George also went in pursuit of the referees in their changing room and physically attacked LFA Deputy Chief of Security Sam Boy. In a communication to the Heaven 11, the LFA Secretariat also said that his action to jump over the fence created a scene that led fans to attack and throw missiles at assistant referee Tracy Che. Heaven 11 and Mr. George could appeal the decision, but as yet, there's been no statement from the club. All right. So that's it for local sports. Okay, quickly, let's break you this development from the international scene. For the passion of life sport, it says Kylian Mbappe has been subjected to a fierce tirade from the French media after Manchester City's Rodri was crowned the 2024 Ballon d'Or winner over Vinicius Junior. Despite the Spanish midfielder's victory at the ceremony, the morning after has seen much criticisms with who didn't win after what was a controversial year for the award. One player who has woken up to much ire from his home country's press is Real Madrid forward Mbappe. In the run-up to the Ballon d'Or, many suspected Madrid's Brazilian forward Vinicius Junior would be handed the prestigious gong. However, French tabloid has launched the verbal assault on Mbappe's failure to win the award and even offered up the comparison of Lionel Messi's record in the Ballon d'Or at the same age as the French star. Mbappe will turn 26 in December. At that age, Messi had already won 4 Ballon d'Ors. The captain of France's national team will soon have to ask himself if he will ever win a Ballon d'Or, asserted the outlet. The French sensation was viewed as the successor to Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo's throne when he first burst onto the scene at Monaco. And though he is widely considered one of the world's best strikers around and already won multiple trophies in his career, the newspaper reaction to his latest failure to capture the gong sums up that faith in him is beginning to wane. Sorry. Cristiano Ronaldo says Ronaldo blasts 96-minute penalty over bar as Al Nassr bow out of Saudi Cup. It says Al Nassr sit 7 points above Al Tawwa in the Saudi Pro League and were expected to book their place in the quarterfinals, but they fell behind. With 90 minutes remaining as Wali Ahmed gave the visitors a shock lead. Ronaldo, who scored and assisted against Al Tawwa in the Saudi Super Cup back in August, was given the perfect opportunity to equalize in added time when Al Nassr were awarded a penalty. But he stepped up and fired well over the bar from 12 yards as Al Nassr crashed out. Manchester United and Real Madrid icon Ronaldo, who has 9 goals in 12 games this season, was left with his head in his hands after his late miss. Reacting to the penalty, one fan said, "Madrid fans need a break." Madrid fans are really need a break, you know. Okay, yeah, so folks, that's it. I'll be joined by Chokon Flaman very, very shortly. Okay, so folks, that's it. Let's see whether we can quickly bring you some developments from the international scene. This one says that Nigerian MP apologizes after viral taxi slapping video. It says Nigerian MP Alex has apologized after a video went viral of him slapping and verbally abusing a taxi driver who had come to deliver food to his house. He says, and I quote, "I sincerely apologize for my words and actions during this incident. As a public servant, I understand the weight of my role and how my words can impact others," said the politician who was questioned by police over the incident on Sunday evening. Also, in another international development, it says African asylum seekers are freed ahead of U.S. election. It says for the growing number of African asylum seekers and economic migrants in the U.S., the upcoming presidential election could reshape their entire future. We deserve safety in a quote, says Dr. Kaduli, a 38-year-old asylum seeker from the Democratic Republic of Congo who lives in the U.S. "I have a dream that I will defend those that are persecuted," he adds in a BBC interview. Dr. Kaduli says that in 2014, he fled eastern DR Congo, which has been racked by conflict for almost 3 decades after being kidnapped and tortured. He had been working as a doctor in Kalangu town and saw the effects of the conflict close up. Dr. Kaduli says that horrified at the civilian casualties, he and many of his colleagues, including Nobel Peace Prize winner Dr. Denis Mukwege, participated in protests against the killings and rapes by armed groups, criticizing then President Joseph Kabila's government for its failure to guarantee the safety of the people. The medic says this led to him being targeted by unknown men. So quickly, just so you know, the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN, has confirmed its endorsement of Bernard Davis, honoring the foundation Segri Conservation Action. That's the Conservation Action Fund's initiative associated with the IUCN Save Our Species Grant Program. Bernard Davis has been awarded a grant for the following project. The project is titled Mitigating Human Threats on Freshwater Species and Ecosystems in Sestos Sequoia of Liberia. And the referee name, Bernard Davis. The position is Executive Director. And the grant is from the period of January 1, 2023 to December 31, 2024. It says we are this project focused on the Sestos Sequoia Key Biodiversity Area (KBA) that is aimed at reducing human threats to freshwater species such as decapods, fishes, monarchs, and odonates. Through a partnership with Friends of Nature Association, the initiative will target 12 communities with over 10,000 residents along the Sestos and Sequoia rivers to support local conservation efforts through the following actions. Number 1, community awareness. Conduct town hall meetings and radio shows to educate residents, provide informational calendars with species visuals. organize corner leadership in each community, and establish a fishing cooperative in each of the 12 communities. Youth training and eco guard program. It says train 24 local youth, including 12 already trained individuals to serve as eco guards with support from FDA and NAFA. These eco guards will monitor freshwater species and ecosystems daily to prevent overfishing, illegal mining, riverside farming, and logging. Violators will be reported to the Liberia National Police. And finally, aquaculture development. Establish a 1 hectare aquaculture site to supply affordable tilapia locally every 8 months. The income generated will support project activities, fund interest-free loans for climate-resilient agriculture, and aid macro businesses for women and people with disabilities to promote sustainability and potential expansion of the project. So it says Bernard David is exceptionally qualified to lead this project. His ongoing work with the IUCN Save Our Species Grant Program demonstrated his ability to conduct meticulous field work, produce valuable scientific assessments, and engage effectively with stakeholders. And also, I'd like to bring you a report from an independent investigator, and is captioned "Court Order to FDA violates EU Liberia Partnership Agreement." All right, court order to FDA violates EU Liberia Partnership Agreement. It says independent investigation conducted by a team of an investigative reporter revealed that the recent court order from the Second Judiciary, that's a judicial circuit court in Grand Bassa County, instructing the management of the Forestry Development Authority, FDA, to allow Renaissance Group Incorporated export illegal harvested logs that were confiscated by FDA is in complete violation of the voluntary partnership agreement between Liberia and the European Union. The government of Liberia is committed to the sustainable management of its natural resources, which includes improving its forest governance and ensuring the legal production of timber and timber products. To this extent, in order to ensure that only legally produced timber and derived timber products are exported from Liberia, the government entered into agreement with European Union. In 2013, Liberia entered into the Forest Law Enforcement, Governance, and Trade Voluntary Partnership Agreement with the European Union. This aims ultimately to ensure that only legally produced timber and timber products are exported from Liberia to the EU. Elements of this agreement include a timber chain of custody system that incorporates controls aimed at ensuring that timber harvesting is carried out in compliance with Liberia's laws, and that revenues due to the government are paid before timber products are allowed to be exported. It also provides for regular checks by an independent auditor to ensure that the system is working as intended. The Liberia EU VPA provided for the development of timber legality assurance system to provide the necessary assurances of the legality of Liberian timber. The TLAS is based on Liberian legal requirements pertaining to timber operators and the legal production of timber and timber products in Liberia. The independent panel's forensic investigation into irregularities in operations of timber sales contract A2 in Grand Bassa County report established that there's sufficient evidence to conclude that illegal logging was done on a significant scale by the Renaissance Group Incorporated. In 2018, in an area adjacent to the TSC A2 resource area. In accordance with the provisions of the 2006 National Forest Reform Law, an appropriate fine of US $105,000 was imposed on Renaissance Group Incorporated by FDA for the offense of illegal logging. Renaissance Group Incorporated CEO Aaron George admitted to the panel, a report of which a copy is in our possession, that his company illegally harvested from outside of the TSC A2 resource area. He further told the independent panel's forensic investigative team that he was not aware of the demarcation between the resource area and the surrounding forest landscape. He informed the panel that even though FDA disapproved his request to engage in roadside felling, his company still cut logs along the roadside in complete violation of the law. He also confirmed the payment of the two separate fines in the amounts of US 5,000 and US 100,000 respectively for said violation. The report also states that the citizens of Doe Clan, Grand Bassa County, are to be told in no uncertain terms that their forest is not a concession area and is not an authorized community forest and therefore cannot be used for logging activities by any logging company. The Renaissance Group sued FDA at the Second Judicial Circuit Court for confiscating its illegal harvested logs and also pleaded with the court to restore its rights to operate in Grand Bassa County. Renaissance Group Incorporated won the case against FDA, and the court has since instructed FDA to set up a joint team comprising of FDA, the Ministry of Justice, Renaissance Group Incorporated, and the court sheriff to visit the log field and do an appraisal and inventory on the confiscated logs. According to our this investigation, the refusal of FDA not to implement the court ruling by allowing Renaissance Group Incorporated to export the confiscated logs and also granting them rights to operate in the TSC A2 area is in the best interest of the country. The investigation, however, revealed that FDA actions not to implement the court ruling are in compliance with the Voluntary Partnership Agreement of VPA entered into with European Union or the EU. This partnership agreement, according to this investigation, places Liberia on path with international best standard in the management of the country's forest and can be used as a platform to further enhance cooperation in promoting forest governance. Yeah. So, folks, that's an investigative report there. Revealing that the recent order from the Second Judicial Circuit Court there in Grand Bassa County instructing the management of the Forestry Development Agency to allow Renaissance Incorporated to export illegal harvested logs that were confiscated by the FDA is in complete violation of the VPA, that is the Voluntary Partnership Agreement between Liberia and the EU, the European Union. So let me usher in Chokon Flama before we get to speak to Dennis Nepson, who's currently there in Tanzania. alongside the first lady. The first lady, as you may know, is currently in Tanzania, and Dennis went alongside her, and she had gone there. That is the first lady. Had gone there to attend the Mark Foundation conference. So Dennis will be giving us update from Tanzania this morning about the first lady's participation in that conference. But Chokam, good morning and welcome to the show.
You always make me look there. I always come here. I sat here for almost an hour. You
No,
enjoy
you
yourself.
sat here for 2 hours.
You enjoy yourself talking about football, Benny, and all the one. But anyways, no problem.
Welcome, welcome.
This is how your boss can treat you. Yeah, but it's good to be here again. Legacy and the folks listening to us across the world is another great time. Yesterday on, the former president celebrated her 86th
Yeah, 86.
birthday, and was incredible. Members of the legislature went there, the executive and all civil society groups went there to say happy birthday. But interestingly, she made a statement that many people that the statement has extracted many mixed views about her stance on the current conflict at Capitol Hill, saying that lawmakers should make laws and not noise.
Yeah.
They should make laws and not noise. But I think anyways we will talk about that.
Yeah. So I think Dennis Nipson is online now. So let's just try to get her from Tanzania this morning to see whether she can, speak to us from Tanzania about the First Lady's participation in the Mock Foundation conference. Hope I can get her now. I'm placing a call to Dennis Nipson all the way there in Tanzania. And if we cannot get Dennis, then we have to quickly speak to our Nimba County correspondent, our Upper Nimba County correspondent. He is Victor Cooper. We get the story from Nimba that lightning strike killed an individual there in Nimba County. So, yeah, we'll be joining Victor Cooper very shortly to give us details of that information. I'm not getting Dennis. Yep. So let's see whether we can talk to Victor, and then we'll come back, try to, connect with Dennis again. So let's get Victor from Nimba County. You're listening to the Today Show. Keep playing the radio entertainment game. The code is *799# *799#. You select number 3 for Spoon FM. You choose how to pay the playing fee of 70 cents or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw, and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 3,000 Liberian dollars or 5,000 Liberian dollars. And we'll be placing the call to some of our winners right here this morning on the show. So now we have on the line Victor Cooper. Victor, good morning.
Yeah, listen, good morning. You guys say good morning to our people in my review this morning.
Okay, so how is Upper Nimba County?
Nimba is doing better. We're here and we have a friendly weather this morning, and we are doing good from my end. Where am I?
Okay, we are hearing of someone dying there in Nimba County as a result of a lightning strike. You want to tell us more about that?
We will give you detail on that, but let's take you to that issue in Campley.
Campley, okay.
So, yeah,
the issue of the police officer who died after the Chickify fight.
You are right. So, like I promised you yesterday, we were going to get information from there. So, as it stands, the professional service division team of police is in Campley right now investigating that matter, including the crime against person police as well. So these two teams arriving in Nimba County about 2 days ago. They are on that matter on critical investigation as to how they can get a guy, how they can get a case established. But the body of the late Elton Bond is still in Moravia, and he hasn't been transferred to Uganda yet. But police is still conducting investigation on that matters.
Oh, okay. All right. So investigation is still ongoing, but a team of investigators are there in Nimba County.
They are
To
currently in Campley.
Okay. All right. Now, let's hear from you about the lightning strike incident there in Nimba County.
So reporting from Ankole District, Christopher Fan, presiding in Seclepie. This situation happened in Seclepie yesterday evening about 6:15 p.m. There was a dark weather where, when the weather is dark, Liberians nearby tend to experience heavy downpour of rain. And so on yesterday, in the airfield, Suntini community, Seclepie, so there was a dark weather where everyone were concerned about the rain, and so people were packing and going home. So as such, in this community, the little boy and his auntie, they were in the yard cooking. So the boy was out when the auntie too were holding the thing there in. So the leg scratch. But according to the report, the leg did not hit the little boy, but from the scratch of the leg, the light itself hit him and he dropped. And so when he dropped on the ground, the sister who is pregnant tried to go rescue him. So she fell on the ground too. So she is about 8 months old pregnant. So when she fell on the ground, she was more affected than the boy, but the boy instantly died on the spot. So they took the boy to the hospital. He was pronounced dead, and then the lady as well as the speech is still currently at the Secretary Comprehensive and seeking treatment at the hospital there. And so the little boy name is Princeton.
How old is he?
He is 12 years of age, and his name is Princeton Domingo. So he is the son of one former sawyer in Secretary here called one Mr. Domingo, who is currently in Grand there. But the father of this boy is not here in Grand there. The mother is dead. I'm told the mother is not living anymore. So the father is in Grand there, struggling for survivability of the children. So it was on yesterday evening the boy too met his untimely death from the scratch of the leg now.
So what are people around there saying? Because whenever such incident occurred in Liberia, in Africa, especially in Nimba County, there are different thoughts. There are different perspectives. Some people say it's not a normal thing. Some people say that somebody sending lightning and all of that. What are thoughts from people around there? What are people saying about this incident?
On this perception, we are still following investigations under Yekesi, but as of this one, you and I know fully well that Legne is number. It is no more incident that happened. And so sometimes Legne is number, sometimes it's a number. But this one too, we hope to hear from that. We're still on the ground here. We are still looking up to this girl who is at the hospital, but her condition continues to be critical. But we're still checking because she's pregnant as well. So we're checking on her. Maybe from there, we'll still start our own investigation on that traditional matter you're talking about. But when it happened, that I mean a traditional. So as it stands for now, we don't hear anything critical or suspicious related to the death here. But there is no mark on the board by that. It was a light that killed him, and the day too at the hospital here seeking treatment.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Victor Cooper. If that's all you have for us this morning.
Yeah, sure. I'll leave you at this until for tomorrow. Thank you so much. My pleasure.
Okay, thank you. Victor Cooper is our Upper Nimba County correspondent, giving us a report there from Lower Nimba County, where our man Christopher Fane is also. This morning we tried connecting with Chris, but we couldn't get him, so we have to get to Victor Cooper for that development. Lightning strike killed a 12-year-old boy in Saclopis City, central Nimba County, and also affected a pregnant woman who had gone to rescue him. She's said to be currently undergoing treatment at a health facility, and we shall recover, speedy recovery. Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you listen to the development from Nimba County, likeness crack, killing
Yeah, but
a 12-year-old.
it is saddening. I think we share our sympathy with the people and also empathy with those who were affected. The lady who was affected, but I seem to wonder why every time we have likely in rural part of Liberia than in the urban part. I don't know whether there's any science associated with that. That you're not here that in Central Monrovia or Central Painesville or Warville frequently as compared to rural part of the country where we listen in a village in Cape Mount, Nima or Basel that like me just for a little rain like me was struck and all of that. But it's a normal phenomenon also.
Yeah. Okay, so folks, we are again trying to connect with Dennis Nipson. If we can get Dennis, and of course, we just have to go on wave the show. Dennis is actually in the conference, in the Mark Foundation conference currently. Denise, are you there? Okay, no, she has an answer. We place a call to her one more time. If we cannot get her, then we have to go on with the show. The today's show, keep on playing the radio game, star 799 hatch, select number 3 for Spoon FM, choose how to pay the playing fee of 70 cents or 100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw and you stand a chance to win for yourselves 3,000 or 5,000 Liberian dollars here on the show. All right, so it seems we are not getting Dennis Nipson, so we have to go on with the show. So, like Chokon announced, yesterday was the birth anniversary of the former president of the Republic of Liberia, Her Excellency Madam Ellie Johnson Sirleaf. She celebrated her 86th birth anniversary on yesterday, and we'd like to say happy belated birthday to her. And I don't know when was the last time I saw her, but the last time I saw her, she still looked strong. I don't know whether now she's working with stick. I don't know whether you
No,
Choco
she's still walking
have seen
alone,
her.
taking a little gradual steps.
Yeah,
Yeah, but she's still no
yeah,
stiff, no other that, no crutches.
yeah. So I mean, it's a blessing, to live. Uh, for the number of years that she's lived for. 86 is something that all of us pray for. But during her celebration yesterday, uh, she's a politician, so the celebration was political. Political statements were made during the celebration. She told lawmakers relative to the current happening up Capitol Hill. She said they should be making laws instead of noise. They should be making laws instead of noise. Yeah, and that is actually true. Choco, you have to send me that video via the messenger. Yeah, so we will be playing shortly an excerpt of the former president speaking during her birthday celebration, calling on lawmakers to make laws instead of making noise. And that is exactly what our lawmakers, especially at the lower house, that is exactly what they are doing now. Instead of making laws for our country, laws that will benefit the citizens, what they are doing now is just making noise. Every morning we wake up, all two different sections. The lawmakers say they're not going by they will not listen to the Supreme Court stay order and all of that. Those are just noise. That's not what the Liberian people want to listen to. The Liberian people want to listen to impactful news from their lawmakers, not news about crisis. About one group of lawmakers wanting to remove the speaker, and not even because of any kind of good reason, but because of selfish reasons, because they're not benefiting certain things. So let's play you this excerpt quickly.
minds and attitudes. It is time for our legislature to make laws and not noise. It is time that our judiciary get on with settling cases and dispense justice without being compromised. It is time for the executive to speak, but speak with the power of exemplary behavior. Some will ask, why this message now? It's because time for us, time for Liberia is running out. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a leader and because I care for the good of the country. Silence makes us all culpable in wrongdoings. Question minds and attitudes. It is time for our legislature to make laws and not noise. It is time that our judiciary get on with settling cases and dispense justice without being compromised. It is time for the executive to speak, but speak with the power of exemplary behavior. Some will ask, why this message now? It's because time for us, time for Liberia is running out. Why am I doing this? Because I'm a leader and because I care for the good of the country. Silence makes us all culpable in wrongdoings.
Okay, so that's former President Ellie Johnson Solly there speaking yesterday when she celebrated her 86th birth anniversary, calling on lawmakers, amidst, the situation there up Capitol Hill. She's calling on lawmakers to focus on doing their jobs and what is their responsibilities. Lawmaking. That's why they are called lawmakers. And that one of the major responsibilities is lawmaking. Another one is representation. Another one is oversight. Those are things they should be doing. Those are their three cardinal responsibilities. But instead of executing their responsibilities, instead of lawmaking, instead of representing the people in a positive foreign manner, they are now, fighting over power because there's now power struggle. Everybody, they kind of fighting over power. Want the speaker removed? Well, because when he was sharing, putting people on committees, he did put me as co-chair on the committee or on that committee. I was left out. And I'm not satisfied with the committee. The speaker put me on because this committee doesn't bring money. I mean, you can't get a lot of kickbacks from this committee for a personal benefit and all of that. And that's exactly what's happening over there up Capitol Hill. I'm not a supporter of the speaker, and I've not been a supporter of the current speaker. I was one of those on this platform before the election of the speaker. We criticize him because of his record. We all know his record. His record wasn't good to be given that position. We criticize that. But the people we elected, who we think should be sagacious, should be wise, should be judicious, decided, in spite of everything that they know about the record of the speaker, a former convict in the United States, they decided to elect him. Majority members of the House of Representatives elected him. And now The same people who elected him, the same people who were around the corridors of the legislature campaigning for him, are the same people who have turned against him. For what exactly have they turned against him? I mean, I see their accounts, I see their resolutions. Some of the issues there are legitimate issues. But is it really for those issues they want to remove the speaker? Is it really for those issues they want to remove the speaker? Because most of those issues, those same issues they're talking about, most of them existed even before the election of the speaker. Most of the same issue, most of the accounts, most of it existed before the elections of the speaker. They said the speaker had been found in conflict of interest, not only when he, became speaker. They said the speaker spent more than his budget when you were deputy speaker. That issue existed before. But y'all look at everything. Y'all look at everything at the time. You elected the main speaker. Then that for those issues for which y'all knew about. Those are for the issues. Now you want to remove the speaker? I think there are other motives. I think those opting to remove the speakers, I think they just had it under the canopy of those resolutions, but they have other sinister motives for removing the speaker, and the speaker has been vomiting or regurgitating some of those motives of recent, because certain personal benefits that they've been seeking or that they anticipated, they're not getting it. That is exactly why they want to remove the speaker. They just had it under the canopy of those resolutions. Even though one or two of those resolutions are legitimate, but my thing here is a lot of those things existed or before they elected the speaker. So they didn't know that those things existed, or they didn't know those things before they elected the speaker that now they getting to know. Then they shouldn't be a lawmaker. If that now they getting to know, they shouldn't be lawmakers. Because as a lawmaker, the people elect you, the people trust you in every form and manner. Because you go to that legislature, you must have a high IQ to go there. You must be intellectually strong. You must be a good researcher. Before you make a decision, you must consult your constituents. And you must know that the decision that you're about to make is the best decision. But if you don't do that, you go and make decision. Then after a certain time, you run it back. You say, no. This decision I made, well, it was a foolish decision. We need to, change the decision. Then who are you? So I think that's exactly what's happening up capital. There's just power struggle, not in the interest. In many ways, not in the interest of Liberians. Number one, the power struggle is stalling the functions of the government. Okay? Number two, the actual intent of the power struggle is not in the interest of the Liberian people. They were pretentious to say that is in the interest of the Liberian people. But it's not in the interest of the Liberian people. It's in their own interests. It's because of personal gains that they are doing that is stalling the functions of the government. Personal gains. They're not doing it for you and myself. They're not doing it for you and myself. They're not doing it because they want a better speaker that will, that through his leadership, the legislature will make better laws or will take better decisions, that will better the life or improve the lives of Liberians. No, that's not why they're doing it. Everything they're doing over there, personal gains. Personal gains. from just what happening. So it's unfortunate, very, very unfortunate for our country. It's unfortunate for Liberians, especially the young people, the poor people. It's unfortunate for them. And that is why when we're making decisions in this country, we shouldn't make decisions because of our belly, because of our guts, because of uh, uh, gestures or gifts from politicians. You need to be very, very critical about the decision you make, because the decision that 6 years decision, even though the Constitution gives you the right to impinge a lawmaker, but you got I mean, for that to happen, I'm not sure whether that has even happened in our history. It's time to be corrected. But the former president, with all her own issues back then, she's calling on you. And she's right. She's a leader of the country. She's a leader, a predecessor. So, I mean, it's important when things are happening like this that she comes out to advise, to caution, the folks. Because, like she said, if she keeps silent as a leader and the wrongdoings are going on and going on, I mean, everybody will be blamed. Everybody will be blamed. So that's it, Chokun. I don't know what you have to say about this before we go to the lines.
Yeah, well, Legacy, like you said, the former president is the leader of the country before and after, and doing when she was not president, she was a leader, she was president, leader, and after that, there's a need for her to intervene in this entire removal saga of the speaker. But there are key things to note. When the former president, with all the authority she has to intervene in this, because she's a leader and she knows the needs of Liberians, ordinary Liberians, and how their needs are enormous for the people, especially the leaders, to handle. And they are neglected that and trying to fight among themselves. About 3 weeks now, no actual activities ongoing at the legislature. They should be exercising their oversight, sending for ministers, sending for ministers, head of institutions to account for some of those projects they are undertaking, and all of that. But again, they cannot do it because they are divided, and which is good for her to intervene. When the former president was president here, from 2006 to 20, 17, 18, when she handed power over successfully, there were several speakers. If you may, maybe about 4 speakers before her, and all of those 4 speakers, they were ousted from office. People accuse her. One of the former speakers, was here. Now Senator Snow, who served from January 13, 2006 to the 18th of January 2007. He spent about 1 year. He spent about 1 year and 5 days in office. He was ousted. He said that he accused the former president of paying legislators on Capitol Hill to remove him because he was not in the line of the former president. And Snow was removed from office. Alex Tyler also, who has served for the longest time in modern Liberian history from 2007 all the way to 2016, 9 years he also served. He was ousted from office and he pointed finger at the former president. So many Liberians believe that the former president laid the foundation for what's happening in recent Liberian history. She laid the foundation for what's currently ongoing at the Capitol building, and it should not be that way. That money will be distributed, the money that should have been used to provide the necessary necessities for Liberians now being distributed. Lawmakers are camping to hotel for more than 14 days, 250 United States dollars per day. Multiply that by 43 lawmakers, you will know that more than close to $500,000 has been spent just for lawmakers to remain in camp to remove the Speaker. The foundation in post-war Liberia was already laid by the former president. Yes, many critics share that view that the former president should not be talking about removal of Speaker when she had laid the foundation for the removal of speakers during her administration. And was Vivi, all of those people who were removed, some of those people ran to the Supreme Court on her watch, like Senator Snow. It yielded no fruit. He was removed from office after he was elected. They were removed. Some of those people resigned, but their resignation was based on pressure from the executive. So if today the speaker is removed, when you say the speaker, when the speaker resigns, you say no, the speaker was not removed, the speaker resigned. No, it was trickled by pressure. So most of them step aside. Let Snow said he was called by the relation leaders. He was called by the civil society groups. He was called by permanent missions in Liberia that he should step aside because he had a long time to go. He was a young man coming up, and he was in early 30s, and there was a time ahead of him. So he needed to step aside, and they pressure him. He stepped aside, all of that. Speaker Tyler's then, he spent a lot of money. He spent a lot of money to counter what the executives was spending at the time, but he couldn't make it. And he was also pressured to leave the stage. So many Liberians, I see the story I was reading through the comments, and Liberians were saying, it said today that the former president, has got to know that speakers should not be removed from office. When she was there, speakers were removed with her intervention and all of that. And that is it about what happened. She also spoke about the intervention of the executive. Oh yes, on her watch, the executive was fully involved. But this time, she urging the executive to take siege of the matter, which is a good thing. That the president of Liberia has to do that. Why the president has to do that? The president has only tomorrow to submit the budget for 2025. so that the budget can be going under scrutiny and reviewed and all of that, and before they can have formal passage, send it back, and do all of that. The president should be preparing the executive to send a budget. Who will the executive send a budget to the black, to the minority, or to the majority? The minority has the power, but they don't have the number. They have the speaker, they have the deputy speaker, but they don't have the number to conduct regular activities of the country. The majority.
Okay, Choko, we have to go to the lines because by 9 o'clock we have
they have the
guests.
number, but they don't have the speaker, and they don't have the rest of the people. So
Okay.
it's the thing that Liberians have shared mixed views about what's happening.
Call us on 0777 771 0777 771 101075 are the numbers to put you through. Call us and have your say this morning. This is the Today Show on Spoon 107.5. We're live on Fabric 101.1, and via our YouTube channel, we are also live via www.spoonfmradio.com. Call us on 0777 771 0777 771 and keep on playing the radio entertainment game. The code is *79#. Use select number 3 and choose how to pay the playing fee of 70 cents or $100 Liberian dollars. Once you do that, you automatically enter the draw. Let's talk to this first person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning, my son. My name is D-War. As I said the other day, if this young man have not brought up about auditing in that lower house, all the yaman things are going to happen because they still want to do their double dipping, and so they want to write the talk, and then may want to straighten the lower house. All that long talking, get people to they get more numbers, they get this. They have the money they pay. They pay people to do it, but they should remember that money they using to pay people, the hospital do not have medicine. We have a whole lot of obstacles in this country. Oh, they are not thinking about it. As I heard you say, when we have to vote, we shouldn't vote for our stomach because it will affect us. It is affecting us today. If you vote in think twice. Then when I vote for the person, get what they will do for me. But the bank arrest they gave you, that they pay, they take it now. They have people that support it, they're supposed to move the speaker. But I say, Mr. Speaker, don't resign. Let them do all what they want to do. God be on your side because they still want to do their double dipping. That's why they didn't want you to go there. Thank you and have a blessed day.
Thank you, D-Wall. Let's talk to another person here. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. I'm Emmanuel Tabo Jr. and I call from Kokotabaro.
Emmanuel, let's hear you.
All right, thank you very much. I've sat and listened to your conversation this morning. I've also been following the situation, but I've been trying my best to appear on your show. Well, thank God today that I catch up. Let me first just start from the legislature. You know, those people are our main problem in this country. Like you rightly said, this man have those counts before you elect him as a speaker. Why today that you want to remove him because of those counts? So that means when you pay for his campaign to become speaker, so that's one. Two, spending all of those money at a hotel. Look, all of those money that those guys spend in a house just to remove a speaker. This money can actually fix from Gabriel Tower Bridge as far as Triple Road. Go on a road, be better carry ride or bike or car on a road easily. It's very bad off. Look at MVDC budget, $4,000 annual is very wrong. But they spending money out there. Look, our lawmakers are our main problem. Let this be set as a principle. If those guys are not making law by themselves, they are leading people. Why would you agree on something that your constituent did not agree upon? Before you agree on a thing in a house, you must consult your constituent. But nothing as it is. But they just do it. The deputy speaker and the speaker are on the minority side. Who are they presenting the budget to us? Is there?
Thank you.
Is a hostage. So one day they will just see all of us who will just surround that building and make sure that they will do what we wanted to do.
Thank you. We have others on the line. Let's talk to this other person. Thanks for calling. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
My name is Franklin Cover Peace Island.
Yeah, let's hear you, Franklin.
Yes. I only want to tell the reporter trying to remove the speaker. the government into this thing there. Because 2025 budget coming out, what is doing all these things, but then to see.
Okay. Thank you. That's your opinion. Let's talk to another person. Good morning. Good morning.
My name is Josiah Smoke calling from the Commodore Peace Island. Commodore call 540. This show number 10 to this say.
Let's hear you, Josiah.
Let me say thank you for your analysis. But myself looking for another angle AD. If the only origin of the house, I think the majority of blacks are saying in fact they are risking the city that they are open the olive. But then my concern is that the Constitution provides a conversion is supposed to be fighting against this country. In fact, the House Code of Conduct, almost chapter 12, the House Code of Conduct says these people should be free of corruption. They should be honest and transparent. They should have prestige and dignity. Do we find any many of our lawmakers? These people, they don't have an interest. Almost for many copper. First of all, I will confessing on the peaceful effort that they are being stealing for us, taking our budget and the rotate on the set. So put money inside for government interest, they follow it. When they put 100,000, they all take coming, it'll be 200,000. Someone say 100,000. They put 1 million, they all take coming, it'll be 200 million. They see 100 million. But they tell me, are they doing well for us? Why are they changing? Things are changed like this. Now that he is saying, one of the key things, what moving for is that they say they should take to the usual thing, when they say the budget will rotate on the set, and put money and steal it. But when you say it again, in your way, on the poor here. First of all, the corruption. So I'm asking the board party. You all said your kid when the door settle down. We the Liberian people now, we will follow you because political are confessing that they are very stealing for us. And we meet definitely we the Liberian people, we should take the bull by the horn and go on the extent and speak up the political man to resign. That is said, so you can go for it. You have to take the budget.
Thank you.
Go to answer everyone to say
Thank you very much. Let's talk to another person. Good morning. Your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning. Powerful School FM. This is Mohammed Gitawa, member of the CYI movement.
Let's hear you, Mohammed.
I commend you for the opportunity this morning, and what's going on in our country. For some of us, we cannot call on the speaker to resign. Because if we continue to do the wrong thing constantly, our country and the legal system will not be protected. Tomorrow, if 10 senators will call and say the president should resign, so everybody must get on the president to resign. No, there's a procedure laid in the Constitution. You go to the chamber, we see around the world, people going to fight in the chamber to remove their speaker. They're not going to have different sessions somewhere, and nowhere in the Constitution you can find that we have two separate speaker or two separate House of Representatives. Yeah, it never happened before. One House of Representatives, one House of Senate. So if we have anything that not commensurating with our legal system, then we stop doing this thing. Like when we continue to suffer for a long period of time, we have received some level of education. Now we cannot use our intellectual strength to go and debate the issue on the floor. Internationally, locally, people will see the fact that wrong, the problem will really put pressure on the local people